Thank you, everyone. I'm Coach Rambabu from sharEvery, a free global platform of English. You are watching Rendezvous with Rambabu, episode 6. We feel very happy to meet first time very inspiring personality from USA. She is Coach 𝐷𝐷𝑟𝑜 Calcott. So I feel very happy. So today we are going to encounter with beautiful or needful topic, that is effective parenting. So being as a parents, it's very important to know how to raise our children to become as a successful kids. And apart from that, even to the children also, it's very important to know how to show our gratitude towards our parents. So these things we are going to learn, or we are going to exchange from Coach 𝐷𝐷𝑟𝑜 ma'am. So thank you, ma'am. We feel very happy to meet you. And dear friends, if you really love or if you feel these podcasts or educational videos are helpful to you, please subscribe, share, comment, and like. So give your support. Thank you. Yes, before starting our episode 6, I would like to ask a formal question. That is, could you please introduce yourself?
Greetings. It is morning here and evening there, and I love that. The world is amazing. My name is 𝐷𝐷𝑟𝑜 Calcott, and I'm a transformational life coach. I'm a consultant. I'm a mentor and a teacher. I have worked in child serving systems the majority of my life. In mid-July, I turned the lights out. I left the office and I started my own business so that I could support others in doing their best for parents and for children.
Sounds great. Thank you. My next similar question, and you do not have much rapport with the learning community of sharEvery, but we would love to listen a few words about sharEvery. Can you please?
Yes, I was able to watch some of the videos on YouTube, and yesterday I took a few minutes in your class listening to other speakers, professional speakers, and I am so honored that you would reach out and would want me to be a part and to speak in this group. It is just absolutely wonderful what you are doing, and I am grateful and thankful to God that you are there and supporting others. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We feel very happy while we're listening these kind of boosting words. So thanks for. Shall we jump into the main interview, if you permit? Yes.
Let's go.
Thank you, ma'am. And my first question is, what is the best practice or the strategy while we upbringing our children? So what would you suggest?
The first question about what is the best practice to follow when parenting and upbringing is, first of all, give ourselves as parents what I call a measure of grace. Nobody is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, but we must be in the attitude of gratitude. We must teach our children to love themselves and to love others, to be humble. The most important thing for me is that attitude. How do we make our brains understand what's good, what's positive? What do we need to do so that they can be upstanding citizens of our world?
Very inspiring. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. My next question is, what are the significant or important values or experiences we should share with our children?
And as I said earlier, gratitude. We sometimes forget how important that is. And gratitude is number one. If our mindset is that of negativity, then it breeds negativity. That's what we get back. So if we teach our children, and the first thing is by being their mentor, you know, as parents, we are their first teacher, right?
Exactly.
Not school, not others, us, our parents, aunts and uncles, the family, the community that surrounds us. So teaching them to be grateful, teaching them kindness, teaching them to be humble, to know that they can't have everything that they want, teaching them how important it is to be whatever the religion or belief is in the family, that they know there is a higher power that will support them when they are on the right track, when they are doing the right things. Teaching them about charity, right? We give. Teaching them compassion for others, those who are less fortunate than we are. Compassion for those who may not have shoes like we do. Compassion for others who may not have feet, who may not be able to speak. Compassion for ourselves and for those in our community is so very important. They must be, our children, in my estimation, dependable, right? My word is my bond. If I tell you I'm going to be here, I need to be here. If I tell my child, when my daughter was growing up, we would let her say, I want to take tennis. Okay.
Yeah.
And she'd come home and say, I don't want to do tennis. Oh, yes, you will complete this class.
Yeah.
And then we will do something different. But you teach them how to be dependable, how to use their words as what they're supposed to do. We teach them empathy, right? Empathy for others. Everybody is not the same. We teach them to understand differences the best that we can. We are curious and we ask curious questions in a way that is honoring to others.
Exactly. Yes, it's really very inspiring and very interesting. While I'm listening your answers, and really I'm getting goosebumps. So there is some magic in your words, even in your tone. So we are so blessed to have you. Yes, coming to my next question, it's very interesting, and every parent should know this answer, and I'm expecting in your style. Yes, if a parent observes any of his son or daughter, if they go in a wrong direction, or if they indulge in harmful things, being as a parent, how should we control or counsel them? This is most important.
It is our job, right? It is our job. We are here as their parent, and we must correct. But that doesn't mean we have to correct in a way that is harmful. So when I taught parenting classes here, I live in Arizona. The law states it's not against the law to spank. It's against the law to leave marks and bruises. And so what I would tell parents, if you believe in spanking, what that does to a child's brain is teaches them, I'm bigger, I'm older, and I rule. And sometimes you have to say, if your child is running in the street, you have to give them a little pop to get their attention sometimes, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
And then we have to explain in a loving, nurturing way, that was wrong. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't like what you did, but I love you. So we teach them that we will always be there for them. But there are times when we as the parent know better and have to teach them through discipline, right? Discipline is teaching them to be a disciple.
Yeah.
Right?
Certainly.
So that's our job. And so we have to correct when they are doing wrong. But the other thing that's very important is that we have to be who we want them to be. We have to be the mentor. We have to show them the way. We cannot do one thing, that old saying, do as I say, not as I do. Children see that. They understand that. My mom is cursing, but I can't curse, right? My dad is drinking, but I can't drink.
Yes.
I was in the store the other day and a grandchild was with his grandfather. And he said to me, that's Big Papa. And he's Big Papa because he drinks beer. And you could see this man's face turn red. That's what our children will do, right?
Yeah.
They tell it. So we have to be mindful of that. We have to watch our words. We have to correct, but we have to correct in a loving and nurturing way because children know and they see. And we have to remind them of who they are. I say who they are and whose they are. They have a purpose here. I tell my grandson all the time, you're built for greatness. And I said, you have to say that. And he says, I'm built for greatness. No, I'm built for greatness. Yes, you are. And you have to be an example and you have to be upstanding. And that's important that we correct our children.
Great. Yeah, ma'am. Next question is, when the parents find poor progress or poor performance in their education or while they bringing up, some of the parents, they compare with others. Yes. So the children also feel insult. So what would you suggest to these kind of parents?
So I would say comparison is not a good thing. We are all individuals. We all have different things that we are here to do. We all have different experiences and characteristics. And comparison, I was reading a study, and they say when you compare, it starts to change the brain format.
Exactly.
It changes the way our children think about themselves. They don't think they're good enough. They don't think they're worthy enough. And so we can't compare them. We can show them the values that we want them to have. And we can say to them, this is how I act. This is how I would like you to act. And we show them by that. But doing a comparison, why aren't you like your brother? Why aren't you like your sister? Only makes them feel bad, right? It lowers their self-esteem and they can't be the best that they are supposed to be. But when we tell them, these are the characteristics I would like you to be like. I'd like you to be able to speak. I'd like you to be able, so we show them people like who we like Maya Angelou. I love listening to her, but I don't want to be compared to her. One of my teachers who I love, who taught me so much, I say, I'm not Miss Lillian. I can't be Miss Lillian. I'm one of a kind. She's one of a kind. Let's be who we are. And so comparisons are not good. And sometimes we do. And we have to say to them, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I was compared to others. I'm doing my best. I won't compare you again. I will do my best not to. So you talk to your children about those things because we're going to make mistakes as parents too, right? We're human.
Yes, exactly. Yes, if we do so, definitely our children feel insulted as well as their self-esteem, their everything go down.
That's right. And we want them to go up.
Yes, we shouldn't do that. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Next question is, and how do parents behave? Some of the parents, they quarrel each other. They fight, they dispute each other when they face such kind of miserable juncture in front of their kids. They fight each other. So then automatically children also fall into such kind of same situation. They can't assume, they can't expect what is going on. So they can't judge, they can't predict. So then automatically these kind of, or what they have experienced, even though they go to school, these kind of things wandering in their mind.
That's right.
So, and what should we do, and what kind of suggestions you would suggest to the children as well as to the parents. Yes.
So studies show that disagreements don't harm children. It's the way we disagree. So I'm disagreeing and I call names. You're stupid. You're a dummy. I hate when you do that. Is not good, right? That shuts a child down. But when we learn to argue and disagree in a disagreeable manner, we use I statements.
Yeah.
I feel, when you do this, I feel, I am. And so it's not the arguing, it's the way we argue. So if we talk in a different manner, when children see people, and I call it fighting, when they're really heated and passionate about it, they think, what did I do wrong? Did I cause that? Is it my fault that my parents are like that?
Yes.
And now, right, we have communities where it's one parent, it's a mother or a father. It may be a father, it may be a mother. And so what we have to remember is when we down the other parent, we harm the child. And that's not good. We have to be on the same page. We cannot let them split us. Daddy said I could go. Mommy said I could go. Then we talk to each other and say, did you say that was okay? And we remember our values as a family, because it's not the child's fault when parents don't get along or decide that they can't stay together.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And one more, and this is from children's side. See, I'm a father. God blessed me 2 daughters. I'm giving 100% my best. Being as a children, how the children should show their gratitude towards their parents. We are doing everything in whatever they ask. And with a fraction of a second, we are arranging because we want to see them happy. So
there are 2 things.
Children, yes, should do there in that particular.
So I will tell you there are 2 things here. One is I was adopted. And so I was grateful. I didn't know I was adopted until I was grown. And sometimes our expectation of gratitude are not accurate. But if we have taught our children morals and values, when we feed them, thank you, Mom, thank you, Dad, when we buy a new pretty dress, thank you. Because I'll tell you, my daddy, he has made his transition, was, oh my God, he was my world. My daddy was everything to me. And I was so grateful, but we have to look at the developmental age and stage of a child. And we teach them by our own behavior. So if we say to our husband or wife, thank you for dinner, thank you for cleaning up, then we are showing them how to be grateful, right? And what the attitude of gratitude does is bring them to a place of higher learning, higher behavior. And so we have to model that for them to see it. And calling them names and saying, you ungrateful brat, that's not going to make them grateful. That's going to make them feel bad, right? So if we model that gratitude, it takes on a different meaning for our children and for our communities.
Yes. Thank you so much. And majority of the parents get confused. I have picked 3 important things. Number 1 is giving the best education. Number 2 is bring up our children financially rich and make my kids as a successful human being in the society. So among these 3 things, being as a parents from parent side, how our priorities would be while selecting these 3 things. So now we are living in the competitive world. Most of the parents, they are giving much priority for education. So what would you say in that?
I say those build on each other. I was looking at something the other day, and Shaquille O'Neal tells his children, I'm rich, you're not. I'm rich. So I think when we give education, when we teach our children how to be, and we develop a foundation, we leave a legacy. It's very important. So I think all three of those are important. But when we breathe life into our children by teaching them morals and values, when we teach them how to honor and respect others, when we teach them that, my mother used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. When we teach them those values, those are the things that we can expect them to have and do. Now, they're going to make mistakes, but we need to be that example for them. And I think we teach them first love of God, love of family, love of self. We educate them and we leave them what we have that will support them in their growth. So if I put them in that order, the wealth is important, but not as important as the other two. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And one more question. We have selected very interesting topic, and it's very important to listen or to follow. And each and every parent, either father or mother, if I want to get a heroic image in my children's mind, in my daughter's hearts, if I want to win their hearts, how the parents would behave when we get such kind of a position.
You know, it is very important, and we have to, especially fathers. I'm writing a chapter in a collaboration book, and what I have said is my daddy taught me very important things in life. And one of the most important is he taught me how I should act like a lady and how I should be treated by a man. So if I saw my father hit my mother, that would not be good. If my father degraded me, that would not be good. If my mother did those things, that's not good. But when I see my parents go to church together, if they do, when I see my parents laughing, that's a good thing, right? If I see my parents argue in a healthy way, we have to be well-rounded ourselves. And they need to see us humble. They need to see us apologize, right? I'm sorry for my behavior. I am not perfect. I am human. And we have to teach them how to give themselves and us a measure of grace.
Yes. Before wrapping up our podcast, I would like to wind up this session with this question. This belongs to you. My final question is, would you give your experience or your way of conclusion, and if being as a parent in your family, how you nurture, how you raise up your children? So please share your experiences.
So I had one daughter. I was unable to bear children myself.
Okay.
She was adopted.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. But you know what? God gave me something different to bear. I didn't bear a child in my stomach. She came from my heart.
Okay.
And so you learn how that's different. I have 3 grandchildren that are beautiful and smart. And so I believe in breathing life into them. And here's the honoring thing to me is her friends from growing up. They still find me on Facebook and they call me Mama. Or they call me Miss D. And so somehow I did something right. Not everything, because nobody's perfect.
Yes.
But I gave enough for someone to see that I was an okay parent. Would I change some things? Absolutely. Hindsight is 20/20, right? We can see things after the fact. So when we do the best we can, her father was ill, and I worked more than I should have when I look back now. And I missed some important things in her life. And if I were to do it over, I think I would have done it differently.
Thank you, ma'am. Well done. Really, I can't express my love and my happiness after listening your mind-blowing, very practical responses to all my questions. I'm sure these answers, if the parents watch this video, definitely if they are going against this actual path, I hope definitely will get change at least 20 or 30%. If the children will watch this program, definitely they think, oh, really, am I doing a mistake? Yes. So really very interesting. If it is possible, very soon, I would like to take one more this kind of interview with another interesting topic. So before closing the session, I'd like to listen your final words. Then we'll wind up, please.
I want to thank you, and I hope that what I have said resonates.
Yes.
My major thing is gratitude and to give ourselves and others a measure of grace. And when we do wrong, ask forgiveness, change our behaviors because we can. And research, read, dance, play, enjoy life. It is short.
Yeah.
And show others how we love. I lead with my heart. That's not everybody, and nobody should do it the way Deidre does it. Do it your way.
Yeah.
And love as much as we can, and forgive as much as we can, and give ourselves a measure of grace. I thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. I hope this resonates. Thank you.
Thank you so much.